Hi guys, if you're someone who struggles when you eat out, or you don't know how to pick the right food in a wedding, or you just come home feeling super sick, super bloated, super nauseous after a big night out because you don't know exactly what you've eaten, then this video is for you. And by the way, I'm Dr. Purvi Bhatt. I talk about health and wellness and I go by Herbeshwari, so just follow me if you want more. But I'm just gonna get right into it. There are 3 steps to this. Okay, I'm gonna make it super simple. Step number 1 is firstly understand what kind of event you're going to. Okay, if you're going to an event like a wedding of a very loved one, very special event, a special anniversary, that's the time no rules should apply. You should really go and have a good time and eat exactly what you want. These events typically happen maybe 5 or 6 times in a year for most of us. So I don't think this is the right time to be watching your diet. This is the time to go and have a good time. Okay. Assuming this is not a very important event, this is just one of those events that you have to go to, or like you have to make an appearance, that's when I think it would be worth thinking about the tips that I'm going to give you now. First things first, once you've understood what kind of event you're going to, you want to be understanding approximately how long you're going to be there. So if you're planning to be there for 5 to 6 hours, or tip number 1, this seems really obvious but it's very helpful, eat a snack before going. Okay, depending on what time your event starts, you might want to plan this. If you're very hungry before the event, or if it's a time where you're going to be eating very late, you want to eat a very heavy snack. So you want to eat something like upma, poha, chila, dosa, idli. Anything you can eat for breakfast would make a really good snack at this time. This is going to make sure that you're not going into the event starving, because when you're starving, it's really difficult to make a good food choice. Many of us, when we're not that hungry, we can kind of be sensible about things, but when we're extremely hungry, we end up overeating or picking the wrong food for us. So this is my first tip. If you're not that hungry, you feel like you just want a small bite, you can always have a fruit or some nuts or popcorn, makhana, things like that. But definitely assess your appetite before going, and make sure you do eat something at least 1 to 2 hours before going to your event. Okay. Another important tip is try to focus on what is seasonal or what is really special for that community's cuisine. Okay, see, for example, if you go to a wedding and you eat ice cream, now you can eat ice cream at home, or you can have ice cream the next day. So to maximize your event, make sure you're having what's really special there. For example, say, I'm Kannadiga and we make really good holge. Okay, so holge is like basically our puran poli. So I would want to go and eat holge in my wedding. I would not want to eat ice cream or fruit salad, which I can get at home. So when you're there, try to prioritize and make the most of the event by eating what is local, seasonal, what is special to that community or special to that area of India, so that you're actually getting the best out of your eating experience. So now you've reached the event, you're just looking at all the food. First tip is don't go for the starters. Okay, all the entrees and things, when people come in trays and give it to you, you really lose track of what you're eating and you're busy talking to people, so you end up eating it in a hurry. Okay, just go directly to the buffet when you want to eat. Go directly for dinner or lunch or whatever the main event is. Okay, now before you take your plate, go and look at the entire spread. Okay, make sure that you're looking at all the options which are available to you, and try to zone in on what looks really interesting to you, what looks really special to you, what looks really delicious to you. Okay, once you take your plate, you end up serving random things and then later discovering that there's something better. So always do this customary round first, understand what is available to you, then make that decision. Okay, so once you've gone around, you've understood where your favorite sections are, what really looks good to you. Next tip is to pick one cuisine. Okay, this is super important because when you mix multiple cuisines, A, you end up overeating, B, you end up kind of getting indigestion because there's too many spices, too many flavors going on. Okay, so I want you to pick one cuisine which seems super delicious to you, because in most weddings you'll get European, you will get East Asian, you will get Indian, you will probably get I don't know what else, but just make sure that you go with one flavor profile. For example, say you really like North Indian, go for North Indian. You really like Chinese, go for Chinese. Okay, and in that cuisine, I'm going to give you the next way to pick the right amount of food. Okay, depending on what your favorites are, I want you to go for this is my formula. Okay, I want you to go for either 2 starters and a main and no dessert, or you will go for a main and dessert and no starters, or you will go for 3 starters and dessert. Okay, this is just a rule of thumb. You don't have to follow this exactly, but this is really going to help you to not overeat. So just again, make sure that you're looking at what looks extra delicious to you. Don't think about carbs, protein, da da da. Think about having a good time, but go with this formula so that you don't end up overeating. Okay, and if there's any options where there's veggies and things like that, try to see if you can focus on adding more vegetables to your plate. Avoiding deep fried food, avoiding maida is always a bonus if you can. Through the event, drink lots of water, take your own water bottle if you can, okay, and make sure that you're drinking at regular intervals, okay, stay hydrated. And if there's an option to dance or move, definitely make use of that, because the more calories you burn, the more your appetite will be good and you can actually enjoy dinner a bit more. So just stay hydrated through the event. Do not forget to drink enough water. Try to skip the alcoholic beverages, try to go for water instead, because all the sugary syrups added is where the damage mainly happens, okay. One portion at a time, okay. The more amount of portions you take, the more chances are you'll end up eating the right amount. Instead of trying to limit your portions or say I have to stop at 2, start with a small portion and take as many as you want, but make sure you're not loading up your plate, because when you load up your plate, that's when you end up overeating or feeling too stuffed or wasting food, none of which is good for you, okay. Just take one portion at a time, finish it, go for the next. Don't limit your portions, but at the same time, don't load up your plate all at once. Once you're back home, have a nice hot herbal tea. It can be either ginger tea, it can be jeera methi tea. These are digestive in nature, so in case you've eaten a lot or you've ended up having really oily food, this will help prevent bloating at night and indigestion at night. There's a lot of wonderful kitchen remedies to help with bloating, which I will cover in another video, but just keep in mind, come home, have something hot and then go to bed. That will just help you wake up feeling refreshed, not feeling bloated, and definitely feeling more hydrated. And I hope this helps you, and just let me know what other videos you guys want. I want this to be useful, so if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and see you next time. Bye.